All right, so when we jump into this spreadsheet here, I've already showed you guys what some of these seasonal tendencies are doing, right? So I mapped all of this out for the entire history of the crypto for BTC, and ultimately I'm able to get a gauge of what may happen in January, February, March. This also breaks out and translates into the quarter. So we're expecting sort of a bearish quarter, right? And sort of a bearish month for January. But the past 2 years have been bullish, right? So I'm kind of in the middle in regards to what may happen, but I am thinking bearish, right? February, not so much. I'm looking for more of a rebound, and then March may get a little bit bearish for us as well. This typically tends to be a very bearish month in March. That will round out our quarter. April, May, June timeframe tends to be a bit more bullish. And if you follow this correctly, you guys could even take a screenshot of this if you want to. This is how I'm tracking price, right? This is the edge. If you know the tendencies from month to month, quarter to quarter, week to week, day to day, hour to hour even, you have an edge, right? Because other people aren't tracking this, so you have an edge over them. Now, this gets deeper. I would like to go to what I like to call my kill zone heat map. And again, I'm an ICT student, so that's where I get a lot of this terminology from. But essentially what you're eyeing for are the opens and closes of certain markets: Asia, London, New York. Now, what I did was I broke this out even greater into New York, Chicago open, the Asian session, the London close, right? I really do encapsulate every single important area of price action. And if you look at price, say between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., or 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., or maybe, 7 to 8 p.m., that's when you start to really see the movements in price. So what we're doing here is literally tracking hour to hour. And I know this seems crazy, but this is how you develop the edge. All edges come from information. If you're able to produce this information yourself, then you have a unique edge. And that's what we're doing here, right? So come along with me, because you'll be getting this information too. So ultimately, what we have here is from hour to hour to hour, we track what happens with price. Eventually, we'll get to a point where we're able to draw out a tendency heat map. So I'll be able to tell you guys what normally happens between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., right? For the first 60 days of this month or this year, we're going to track this. So I'll be able to tell you, right, what happens between 7 and 9 a.m. for the most part, the New York Open, right? New York, Chicago Open. I'll be able to tell you what happens between the London Open, 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., right? And just having this information will make you a lot more dangerous in the market, because you understand what markets may be trying to do. When you add in things like liquidity runs and imbalances into the market, and you add in what you're analyzing on charts with all of this stuff, it gets very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. So these are the things that we're developing here on this channel. I don't see anyone else doing this. I doubt they would do this even if they wanted to, okay? But this is the level that we're getting to as we start to analyze deeper to figure out where tendencies are, use that information to apply to what we're seeing on the charts to make good, probable trades, not shots in the dark. We are going to take this from a very practical perspective, top to bottom, as I showed you guys. The news matters, the charts matter, but beyond that, you need tendencies. Without tendencies, you're floating in the wind. If I know London typically buys between 2 and 3, I can play that. If I know that Asia typically dumps between 7 and 8 to 10 p.m. at night, I can play that, especially if these levels are near highs or lows in price. And so we'll cover all of this more in depth as we move forward. But again, I'm really here to show you guys the added value that we're going to bring. Again, I'm not shilling anything, right? I don't have indicators to sell you. I don't have a mentorship to sell you. If you wanted to get into a mentorship with me right now, I don't have a payment portal for you to go through. I don't have courses for you to study. I'm a guy that's brand new, for the most part, to YouTube, but I've been doing this for a while. And what I can do is show you guys how I take charts, analyze them, break them down, and then show you real examples of what I've made just through paper trading accounts, right? And this is the thing I don't get. For all of these guys who are out there saying that they're 100 for 100 on trades and all of this good, they're perfect. Start a paper trading account and just show us that you can do this. Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't cost $1 out of your pocket. This is play money, right? Fake money. Show us you can do this, guys. That's what we're interested in seeing. So again, I'm gonna probably go on a rant video eventually and talk about all of these different things that I think, all of these different trading gurus do wrong, right? And that they can do better for their audiences. I'm not saying that these guys are bad, right? Because they are calling levels and they are giving people plays. But if you're unable to show something as simple as a paper trading account on TradingView, which you're using anyway to display things to people, there's a problem. Okay. You're scared to show folks this. We're not. And that's what we're here for, to give them the real experience of what this is like to do. Okay. If you like this content, if you think this is something that you can subscribe to, go ahead and hit that button. Hit the bell notification. You will get notifications when we post these videos. All right. That's what we're looking at. We will be back later with more insight. Look forward to some educational videos on liquidity, imbalances, order blocks, things of that nature, kill zones. We will be bringing those as well, and that information will be free for you guys to dive into. Again, this is Maestro. This is the long and short. If you don't see these buttons and these arrows getting pushed, find yourself a good mentor so that you can really understand how to trade these crypto markets. That being said, we're out of here. Take care. Happy New Year.